All right, so the energy reboot. This is going to be fantastic. We are going to learn so much today, the energy reboot. So first, I want to ask you, are you feeling overwhelmed, angry, confused, exhausted? Or maybe you're just experiencing a deep down exhaustion that you just can't explain, no one understands. Yes in the comments and let me know if this is you. See if I can move this. There we go. That's better. All right. Or perhaps you're feeling like you're just losing your mind. I am here to tell you you are not. You are in perimenopause and there is a way out. And we are going to talk about that today. If you have tried energy drinks, coffee, sugar, daily naps to try and cope with the afternoon crashes, put a me in the comments. Let me know if this is you. And you are probably feeling like nothing seems to help. You are come to the right place because we are going to solve that today. Angie was in your shoes just about a year ago, maybe a little less. She says, after working with April and following her suggestions, I have energy again. I am now up to walking an hour every day, even walking with my husband, and we're enjoying our time together again. Sarah was so excited and she texted me and said, my blood sugar is finally at 109 in the mornings. And she had been struggling to get those down from almost the 200s. And so she said, I am feeling better every day. And she was so grateful how much I've been able to help her. And Jessica, she was struggling with brain fog so bad, like she just could not get past it. And we've done some specific things for her, and she now has energy and mental clarity again, and she is super excited about that. Life changing results for sure. And how I've helped these ladies, I can absolutely help you too. So let's dive in on energy today and let's solve some of that, right? All right. So welcome, ladies, to the Energy Reboot. When we finish here today, you are going to know exactly what to do to regain your energy, your balance your moods, and so much more. There's so much healing that can take place from doing the simple things that I'm going to teach you today. But one of the main things that we see is our energy levels are sustained and you can enjoy them every day. So if we haven't met yet, my name is April Raynard. I am a Christian life and certified holistic health coach, helping women over 35 kick their perimenopause symptoms to the curb for good. Things like bloating, fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, exhaustion, mood swings, and so much more. The list goes on, right? You probably have some that I didn't even mention. And I am so thrilled that you are here today because this is your first step. This is a step in the right direction, and we are going to hit this head on here. So let us know in the comments where you're watching from. Even if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments, type replay, and let's get to know each other. Let's see where we're from all over the country. So grab your pen and paper because we are going to find out some very important secrets today, how to reboot your energy for good. So here we go. All right, so how are we going to do this? I am going to teach you how to have endless energy every day. You can choose to do this, do these steps, and you are going to be just amazed with the results. So if you would like that, type me in the comments. Let me know that you're excited about this because what we are going to accomplish is truly life-changing. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to accomplish this? Well, there's three main points that we're going to be talking about today, and that is food, lifestyle changes, and structuring your day for optimal energy. So let's go. Who's ready? So let me tell you, Or you tell me, I guess. Do you find yourself feeling sluggish in the afternoons? Almost like you feel lazy in the afternoons, like you have to fight the urge just to take the rest of the day off. And you're struggling, maybe even with adrenal fatigue, or maybe you just feel like you're just plain exhausted and tired for no apparent reason. This does not have to be your new life. This does not have to be your new normal. It's so fortunate that there are easy and affordable ways to instantly shrug off the tiredness and naturally raise your energy levels so you can enjoy life. So, we want you to skip the extra cups of coffee and try this easy, natural steps, easy ways to boost your energy levels. You can do it, and I am here to support you. So, where are we going to start? We are going to start with food. So, eating healthy food can help you in a variety of ways, okay? It can help reduce weight, maintain a healthy lifestyle, and eventually raising those energy levels to the maximum. And you'll be able to tell whenever you kind of fall back into old habits, you'll notice your energy will start to decrease. So, we want to be including organic fruits and vegetables in your diet and avoid as much junk food as possible. So we love to eliminate it altogether, but we know life happens and sometimes we just can't avoid it all, right? So just do your best, but try to avoid as much as possible and you will notice a huge difference. So also doing this helps stave off diseases and strengthen your immune system. So you can also bring some more positive changes into your life just following a lot of these steps that we're going to be talking about today. All right, so let's focus on organic foods for more energy for a moment. So if you are giving your body these excellent nutrients and good whole foods, your energy levels are just going to naturally soar because you are fueling your body with good foods, right? So they can be added to your diet to help boost those energy levels. So if you're feeling down or you have low levels of energy, could be magnesium that you're deficient in. And so one of those ways that we combat that, I mean, obviously we're going to talk about supplements here in a moment, but one of the ways is through foods, right? And so you might be adding in increasing some foods high in magnesium on a daily basis. That can help alleviate some fatigue and some sluggishness. And all these things work together. Okay. So foods like avocados, almonds, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, salmon, the list goes on and on. Foods that are really high in magnesium. But choosing a healthy diet is key. And the next thing I want to talk about underneath the foods here is the difference between carbohydrates. Now, we know that simple carbohydrates get digested really quickly, and they require a lot of insulin for your body to balance them out, which steals your energy. And so we don't want to go that direction. On the other hand, complex carbohydrates, they are dissolved more slowly or digested more slowly and are better for your overall health. So you want to choose complex carbs and try and eat those before 3 p.m., especially if you're trying to lose a little bit of weight or trying to maintain weight. We want to be able to utilize those carbs earlier in the day and not let them kind of sit around late at night. So those, can be found in brown rice, leafy greens, oats. Those, a lot of the complex carbs are loaded with vitamins and other nutrients that your body just loves and your cells love. So the next part underneath the organic foods is protein, especially women over 35. Protein needs to be, and there's lots of different opinions about protein, animal protein and things. But I'm here to tell you it will change your life if you can get your protein levels up at every meal. So protein is essential for the body to stay healthy, especially in women in perimenopause and menopause. They need at least 25 to 30 grams minimum of protein. I mean, you can go on up higher, you kind of feel, kind of try these things out and add a little more, add a little less, see where your body best responds to. But with each meal, you're going to keep that protein high, and that's going to help balance hormones and dramatically increase your energy. So add organic meats like turkey and chicken and grass-fed, grass-finished beef, wild-caught fish. All of these things are excellent. Organic nuts are another great suggestion. These are all great sources of protein. So now you also want to know the difference between good and bad fats, because fats are the other thing that I want you to have, um, every day, preferably every meal, because these are really, really good for keeping you feeling full, but it's also very nourishing for the heart and brain, because we're talking about unsaturated fats and omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are excellent for heart and brain health. And when we're trying to increase energy, trying to increase our mental energy, omega-3s are where it's at. So we want to get the good fats, not the bad fats. The good fats don't raise your cholesterol. They are found in wild-caught fish, organic nuts, olive oil, just to name a few. But you can, do your research and increase those good, healthy fats. Now, saturated fats, on the other hand, are bad fats, and we do not want those in our diet. Those are found mostly in processed foods. They can definitely raise your cholesterol levels and cause heart disease and all sorts of health issues. And so we just want to avoid those as much as possible. So pay attention to your portions, right? To avoid overeating and then gaining weight, and which just kind of depletes your energy as well, right? We want to stay fit and healthy. And so eating slowly to give your body time to signal you when it's full may take some time to your body to kind of adjust to those things. But just mindful eating is very important, and definitely some of the things that I teach too. So the next thing that kind of falls underneath foods, and we're going to talk about it again, that's how important it is, but drink plenty of water. So half your body weight in ounces of water, and avoid at all costs fast foods as much as possible. Nothing will zap your energy faster than hitting the drive-thru. May not be right at that moment, but you're going to go downhill after, when your body is trying to process all of that yucky, unhealthy foods. Okay. Just following these tips can maintain a nutritious, balanced diet that supports a healthy mind and body and maximizes your energy levels, even in the midst of a busy routine, which we're all going to be busy. We've got things, we've got, kids or sports or work or whatever's going on in life, taking care of parents, just whatever. We all have busy lives. And so we have to prepare and plan, and we talk about that in a different time, but if you need help with that, let me know. I'm glad to help you. So let's move on to the next one. So this is actually talking about supplementing for energy. So oftentimes food is not enough to correct deficiencies, or maybe you just don't like certain foods to keep your magnesium levels up or your B vitamins levels up. So what do? You can and should supplement. This will help your energy levels. So, we'll talk about supplementation at a different time, quality and all that stuff, but just to keep it simple here today, supplements can be very effective for raising your energy levels and fighting fatigue, and relentless by fueling your body's nutritional needs. So when we have a vitamin and mineral deficiency, you are going to just naturally be have lower energy. And so this is just an easy way that we can help raise those energy levels and raise them quickly, so you get to feeling better faster. The most common deficiencies that I see in women, especially in this age in life, are low in magnesium, low in B vitamins, low in vitamin D, and low in vitamin C. And these are crucial for energy, all of these together. So adding foods is definitely our first path, right? Because you have to eat. We want you eating nutritious foods and keeping those nutrients up. So that's definitely a place to start. But sometimes our deficiencies are so low, or if we're kind of picky eaters, this is a way around it. So um, you can, just help yourself so much by just taking some good quality supplements, which can boost your energy levels and help you feel refreshed and enthusiastic about your life. So there are so many women I work with, and they tell me with just usually within just a few days of addressing their vitamin and mineral deficiencies, it can truly change your life. They feel so much better. And so just something so simple we can do that can be life changing. All right, so let's talk about hydration. We said we are going to dive a little deeper into this. The earliest signs of dehydration are fatigue and lack of energy. And how many of us have that? How many of us suffer with this? And it could be something as simple as hydration. So if you're feeling thirsty, you are already behind. You are already close to dehydration if you're not there already. Okay. Our bodies require a substantial amount of water to function properly. So, not replenishing it appropriately can immediately impact your metabolism and your energy. Two things that women struggle with in perimenopause, anyways. So, let's do what we can, right? And hydration is one of those easy things that we can do. All right, so I'm going to share some more tips here to stay hydrated and maintain your energy levels. So here we go. Number one is to drink, and we already mentioned this, drink half your body weight in ounces of water. So I want to give you an example. So what exactly does that mean, right? If you've not worked with me much yet, you probably have not heard this, or maybe haven't. So, for example, if you weigh 100 pounds, you are going to want to drink 50 ounces of water each day. Now, that's going to vary, right? Because the more you weigh or the less you weigh, it's going to fluctuate. Now, it may be hard to get that in right at first. You may need to work your way up. And a lot of people tell me, all I do is run to the bathroom. Okay, well, that tells me we've got a mineral deficiency because you have to have minerals on board to drive that water into the cells. So that water shouldn't just be flushing through. Some of it will, right? Because you want to filter out the trash, the debris, the toxins that are in our system. We want to filter that stuff out. So you do want to go maybe even a little more than you were because oftentimes women, especially, don't go enough. And so drinking some extra water can increase that a little bit. But if it's excessive, then we know we've got another problem. And typically it's a vitamin or mineral deficiency. Most times it's a mineral deficiency. So we also want to avoid, speaking of hydration, is to avoid sweetened caffeine beverages as much as possible because they can actually have the opposite effect on our hydration levels. And this also disrupts blood sugar balancing because of the sugar levels, right? And so that immediately will deplete your energy. You're going to get a jolt of energy from the caffeine, right? But what happens after? You're going to end up crashing because you've got all of that sweetened drink in there. And believe me, I'm a big lover of cold brew with all the good stuff in it, right? And so, that is one of the things that I've had to cut back way back on since I've gotten into perimenopause and heading into menopause. Um, it's just not it just is not good for us anymore. And so it wasn't good for us back then either, but we want to keep those energy levels. And so a great way to do that is just to avoid these types of things. So if you're having trouble drinking so much water, right? You're like, oh, I don't like the taste of it. I just can't do it. Let me give you some tips here. So try adding some squeezed fruit in it or lemon juice. You can find organic lemon juice. Try putting some of that in there. Or another thing you can do is try eating more fruits and vegetables that are higher in water content. So you can just Google that. Some quick ones that come to mind are apples and watermelon. That's another good one. Kind of watch. If you do have blood sugar issues on the side here, you want to watch those higher sugar fruits. So go for the ones that are less, but you're looking for those higher content, higher water content fruits and vegetables. So that's a great way to kind of get more hydration into your body. So if you work out regularly, you definitely want to be substituting in your water to replace those electrolytes that your body is sweating out. It's just so important. Really, we all need to be having some kind of electrolyte every day, whether it's through our fruit or our, um, if we get a packet of something. But forget the sports drinks. They are loaded with sugar and high fructose corn syrup and additives that actually steal our IQ. And so we do not need any help with that, right? We want to keep our brain levels up. And so opt for a very clean electrolyte drink. And if you need some recommendations on those, put it in the comments and I'll get with you after we finish here today, and I'll definitely share some ideas with you. Coconut water is another option, and or just water naturally flavored with lemon and honey and electrolyte, boosting things like that. And so there's all kinds of options. We're actually going to dive just a little bit deeper here on coconut water. So coconut water for more energy. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. Coconut water is an excellent drink because it's packed with electrolytes and potassium, and it's ideal for proper rehydration. And it has also antiviral properties. So if you feel like you're coming down with something, this is a great word. If you know you're going to be in a crowd of people and it's hot outside, this would be the perfect drink to include in your day. Now, it contains this very particular, and I'm going to spell it for you. It's called, I can never say it right, but kinetin, I think is how it's said, but it's K-I-N-E-T-I-N. And because coconuts contain this, it aids in keeping the coconut young and fresh despite its constant exposure to the sun. And guess what? It does the same thing for your body too. So how cool is that? That's pretty cool, right? So coconut water is excellent. I always prefer to get the organic. It just has less contaminants in it. And then it just hydrates you so much better. So definitely recommend that. All right, so lifestyle changes for more energy. So now we're kind of shifting gears. We're getting away from the food a little bit. What other things can we do? Consistent good health and high energy levels are a result of a healthy lifestyle. So you cannot expect to maintain a healthy, energetic life going on crash diets or sporadic diets or high intensity workout programs. Like, these things are depleting us in this season of life. And so it is not where we want to be focusing on. We want stability, we want balance, we want calmness. That is what we need in this season of life. That's why most things that we did when we were younger that help us lose weight and help us get energy, they just don't work anymore. And that's why, because our bodies are changing, we're in a different season of life. And so we have to address these specific things that are going on differently. So good health and high energy require steady, sustained changes. But those small changes can be gradual. And so you can still have changes. You can still make changes. You can still do those high intensity workouts. But you just can't jump into those. Like, we need to do small, gradual steps and changes to get there. So it's not such a big shock to your system. So that leads us to movement. So movement is super important, especially over 35. It keeps both your mind going and your body physically fit. And while I do recommend lifting weights regularly, especially for bone health in women over perimenopause, in the perimenopause years and on into menopause, we still should be doing this. What we're actually going to be talking about today is more than just lifting weights. We're going to be talking about movement that's anything from walking to jogging in the park or around the block, or just simple exercises that you can do at home, or even community organized sports, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you enjoy. Just make sure that you're getting some kind of movement in every day. And so whenever we're talking about building strong bodies in more of the perimenopause, menopause phase, that's whenever we'll talk more about the weightlifting and things like that, which we do need to be doing. But for this particular problem, our energy levels, This is what we're going to be focusing on, okay? So here are some small changes that you can try to make movement part of your daily routine. Because again, we have to do this slowly and gradual to change in the season of life. So first thing we want to do is change our mindset. We want to think active. We want to think active living and not lazy. So instead of thinking of ourselves, oh, we're just lazy because we don't feel like getting up and doing that, we need to reframe our thinking and say, I want to be more active. I want to get up off this couch. I want to have energy to do that. Staying motivated by remembering that you are setting an example for your kids, your family, your friends, even for yourself. So kind of push yourself just a little bit there to think more active. Okay. So set a realistic goal to achieve, like a certain amount of weight that you want to lose, or maybe you want to be able to run 2 miles without stopping. Whatever that little goal is for you, make a plan to get there, and that will be easier to follow and easier to accomplish. Okay. Set a regular time for your workout. If you decide, you want to go walking, or if you decide you want to do some stretching, whatever that movement is, stick to it. Make a plan and stick to it. Okay. Make movement fun and stimulating, maybe by playing music or listening to a podcast or audiobooks or whatever it is to keep your mind occupied. Because a lot of times our patience is very thin, very low in this season of life. And we can get bored very easily and just be done with stuff. So we want to do things that we know. So we know we're this way, right? So we want to do things, keep our mind occupied. So we're not thinking about, I still have another mile to go or whatever that is. All right. And then another suggestion would be team up with a friend or coworker or whoever, maybe the neighbor, whatever, to get better results. Because a lot of times we just have a little accountability, we can do much better and succeed farther. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to talk about is sleep for more energy. Did you know getting enough sleep is essential for boosting energy levels? Now, this is actually for all seasons in life, no matter what age you're at, but it is especially important over 35. And this is for men and women too. But when you do not get enough sleep or do not get enough quality sleep, you get annoyed very easily at little things, and you just do not feel good about anything. Like do not have a very good positive mindset when you have a deficiency of sleep. It is so important. This may affect the people around you in a negative way, or your relationships, your job, your career. It can affect all of those things. So try to get enough good quality sleep to where you feel refreshed and healthy when you get up. So here are some tips to improve your sleeping habits and boost your energy levels all at the same time. All right, so we're going to follow a set schedule for going to bed and getting up. This is super important. Whatever that schedule looks like for you, stick to it. Whether it's, a good motto is early to bed, early to rise, right? Is an excellent motto to live by for good health. But if that's not for you, if you're just not there yet, it doesn't have to be. Obviously, that's your goal someday, right? But if it's just not where you're at yet, keeping that consistency is what is important. So try to maintain whatever schedule it is that you have decided on for yourself that you feel your best. Keep it even on the weekends, even on holidays, even on vacation if you can, right? Your body and mind become unbalanced when we start changing routines. That's why you see so much disruption in how people feel when the daylight savings times happens. Even just an hour shift of time affects everything. And so by changing that routine, it can really have damaging effects on your energy as well. So an hour before sleep, we should be thinking about calmness in our environment, avoiding the TV and cell phones and computer screens, and Anything that's disruptive like that, the blue light, right? Any bright lights in the room, we need to be dimming the lights. Don't do any strenuous exercises. If you forgot to do, if you forgot to get your movement in, forget it. By the time it's getting close within an hour or two of bedtime, forget it. We're just not going to do it today, okay? Just do some stretching instead. That's always a safe one to do. So try getting your body to relax and start shutting down. And then avoid heavy foods, avoid heavy meals later in the day. Obviously, avoiding nicotine, caffeine, all those types of things several hours before bed. A lot of times, caffeine can last, in some people, 6 to 8 hours and affect their sleep. And so, just, try to be mindful of that. Keeping your bedroom cool. I cannot stress this enough. If your bedroom is warm, especially if you're struggling with night sweats and hot flashes and things like that, we need a really cool bedroom that even in any season of life, you need to have a cool bedroom that's clean and inviting. And this just creates a calming environment for better sleep. And it's super important. So, some other suggestions, you could take a hot bath or into a massage or whatever that looks like for you to help you relax. Some people like just reading a book. Um, some people just like listening to soft music, whatever that is. Just pick what that is and go with it. And sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes you have to try a few things to, figure out what exactly works best for you and what you like. All right. So the old adage, thinking is half the battle, could not be more true about energy levels as well. Like, this is so important. Energy and motivation are just as much important about the mindset as it is your physical stamina, which is kind of crazy. But positive mindset will take you so much further than a negative one. A positive mindset can be a little extra boost when you hit a bump, right? And you can totally feel the difference between letting a challenge get you down and letting it motivate you. Okay. So here are some things to think about to start changing your mindset and thinking more positively. So start believing that positive thinking is a choice, because it is. You can choose how you perceive a situation. You can choose how you react to it. You may not be able to control the situation or, move yourself out of that situation, but that situation does not have control over you. It is how you respond and how you think and how you move forward. Okay. So find the positives and be a glass half full kind of gal. All right. We want you thinking about the positive side rather than that glass being half empty. We want to think about that glass being half full. So even in a negative situation, there can be something positive you can get out of it. Sometimes you have to look really deep to find the positives, but there's always positives there. And it might be one that makes the biggest difference. It might be that the only positive is that it won't last forever. Focus on that, right? You can always find something positive to focus on. So share your positive mindset. Don't feel pressure to complain just because others around you are complaining. So this is a trap. So a lot of times, I see women kind of get caught up in other people complaining. And so we just want to be mindful of that. It's okay to complain once in a while and get things off your chest, right? But let's get it, make sure that we're taking every thought captive. We are getting ourselves okay. We've said our piece, we've complained, whatever. Words are so powerful, and every negative word that you say or think can gradually drain your energy levels. You've probably experienced this at one time or another, where had a conversation with somebody and you just felt completely drained afterwards, right? And that's because, it just wasn't a very positive conversation or positive environment. And so be mindful of that, and it can change your life. All right. So now let's jump into structuring your day for optimal energy. This makes a huge difference. One of the best ways to maximize your energy levels is by properly structuring your day. And you're probably like, what does that mean, right? So it means plan your day in a way that helps you boost your energy levels instead of draining them. So let's think about this. These things that I'm going to list here are great things to add to your daily routine, especially if you're trying to boost energy. So rising early is one of those things, which I know sounds completely absurd, especially if you're going through perimenopause and you're having trouble sleeping, you're waking up a lot, you're just exhausted, right? But rising early can kind of reset everything for you. And I'll give you another little tip too, just running out when you wake up in the morning and letting the sun hit your face and then getting that protein for breakfast. This little routine here can change your world completely, and it balances your cortisol levels for the day. You will definitely have more energy, and you will absolutely have more stability in your moods as well. So get in some movement. That is very important. It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning, although that is very effective because you're boosting those good endorphins. But some people like to do it in the midday or the evenings, and that's okay too. Surround yourself with positive people. And even at work as well, like work and home, right? Like make sure that you're around positive people. Quiet time and devotion time. Like that is, you should be doing that in the mornings, right? To kind of set your day off right. But it doesn't have to be. It can be any time during the day, but definitely give yourself some quiet time, some focus time. Don't look at your phone an hour before you get up if you can. Obviously, some of us with kids, we're not able to do that because we're checking on them, that kind of thing. But if you can, kind of, set that aside for an hour, not checking notifications, things like that. Say no to stress. We a lot of times can choose better. And so if we can say, this is not going to affect me today, I'm going to choose to say no and, do something else. So eating healthy, we've already talked about that, how important that is, right? But you choosing to add that into your day, helping that structure your day, excellent. It's going to make a big difference for you. Reducing the consumption of the processed foods and the unhealthy carbs that we talked about absolutely can make a big difference. Having a positive outlook towards life. So again, that mindset's coming in, right? And so staying hydrated, very important for energy levels. Going outside in nature often, getting your feet in the grass, getting grounded, and then just getting enough sleep. If you can get the food and the sleep down, you are, 80% there or more actually, and then, working on your stress levels as well too. But these little things can really add up to make big, big differences for you. So now we're going to talk about goals for just a moment, because setting smart, realistic, and achievable goals can help you keep yourself motivated and keep your energy levels boosted, especially if you've had some changes in your life or in a lot of our in my coaching programs, a lot of the women are experiencing sending kids off to college. Those are pretty big changes, right? And so if we can get ourselves motivated, our energy levels boosted by setting goals, then we can absolutely change how we're thinking and help our mindset be better and all of those things. So setting those small achievable goals as practice or as stepping stones to help you achieve those small goals, your energy levels go up. It's almost a boost in your endorphins, right? And it does help your motivation to work harder towards those bigger goals. So pick out some little goals that you can do. And I will usually have some off the top of my head. I'm not thinking of like small ones right now, but even just meal prepping for the next day, just having those 3 meals planned out for the next day. That's a little goal, something quick you can do. Maybe even if you need to run to the store and grab, something specific that you didn't have. Those are just small goals that you can do, and they can really be big motivator boosters, and which boost your energy and all that. So goals can be anything from Getting into a new dress, the bigger goals, I should say. We're switching here to bigger goals, though. So once you've achieved some of those littler goals, then the bigger goals are easier. But it can be from fitting into a new dress or finishing work early so you can have the rest of the day to enjoy time to relax or be with your family. Setting and meeting goals will help you achieve what you want while keeping your energy levels elevated, which is kind of crazy, but it works and it's very effective. So, highly recommend you do it. All right. So, your energy levels are influenced by more factors than just a cup of coffee with some caffeine that you've been drinking. There's a lot more that you can do that's truly healthier for you. True, healthy, sustained energy is also not something that you can or should get from a drink, which I know all of us have done at one point or another in our life, and some of you are doing it right now. So think past that. Think that there and realize that there's definitely more that you can do besides just the caffeine. Your energy is a product of your physical, your mental, and your emotional health. All three of these need to be in the best shape possible to maximize your energy levels. And you will be amazed at how far a little extra energy goes and how it continues to recharge you. And it's kind of like recharging a car battery, like just giving it some jolts, giving it some extra, right? It's life changing. So today you have a little more energy, maybe to go on a walk around the block. That leads to more energy tomorrow when you need to finish that task at work early. These things all build on each other. And then maybe that leaves you motivated to call up an old friend and go have a much needed conversation and so on. So you can really walk yourself out of this low energy path that you're in, that you feel stuck in. There is a way out. These simple steps can help you get there. Okay. So make small changes today that will help you boost and maintain your energy levels for your future health. So now you're probably thinking, okay, I've got all this information. Now what do I do? So now you have the formula for increasing your energy naturally. But here's the thing, for some women, it takes more than just this alone to truly balance their hormones, to lose weight, restore energy, improve digestion, all the things that we're experiencing in this life, the season of life. So if you would like to explore what else may be causing you to experience the exhaustion, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the weight gain, the hair loss, brain fog, it just goes on and on. And if you want to find out what it is that's stopping you from feeling your best, then I invite you to book a free midlife strategy call with me. It is not a sales call. We are going to be talking about I want to hear your story. I want to hear what's going on with you, your journey. And then from there, I can make suggestions as to which option might be best for you. And so if that's you, if you are ready to talk about this and find out what your next steps should be, type call in the comments and I will absolutely get back with you and get you the link that you can book that call and we will have that conversation together. Now, I only have a few small number of spots each week for those calls. So, if you can't find something that's, it's already all booked up and you can't find something, reach out to me because we can usually work out something maybe at a different time. But I definitely want you to be able to grab a spot. So go check that out when you get that link. Now, if you're like, April, I know I need help. I am over trying to do this alone. I don't need to talk about it more. I just need it fixed. Skip the call, just type ready in the comments, and I will personally reach out to you and we will get you the link to get started so you can be feeling better. You truly can feel better in less than 90 days. Usually within 30 days or so, people are feeling so much better, but definitely by the time 90 days hits, you are going to be feeling your best again, and you deserve that. You are worthy of that. And I am so excited for you that you can have that too. You do not have to keep living in this stuck, low energy, just feeling so down and so exhausted. It is no way to live, and you have more available to you. So just reach out. I'm happy to help you. You are never have to do all of this alone. I'm always here for you, even if today is not the day, if tomorrow or next week, reach out to me. I am here anytime to help you. If you just have questions or thoughts or need to brainstorm ideas or whatever's going on in your life, if you just need someone to talk to, reach out to me. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to support you. And I look forward to talking with you very soon and learning about you and your journey. And I want you all to have a blessed rest of your day. And I will see you soon. Bye.